been trying to find the time to get around to doing this video, and I actually did get this item that you're seeing on the desk here pretty long ago, but I just really haven't had a moment to unwind and kind of put this stuff together. So I'm doing that right now. Now, what you're looking at is the S Pen Pro. And what this is meant to do is bridge the gap between anybody who had a Note 20 Ultra or even any Note that has remote capabilities with its S Pen. And it's meant to basically give that same functionality to the Galaxy S21 Ultra and the Galaxy Z Fold 3, as well as it's meant to be the professional pen, the one S Pen to rule them all, to connect to any device that ever used an S Pen. But there are a few things you're going to need to know before going ahead and buying this, and we're actually going to go ahead and take a look at who this is really for. So this is going to be a in-depth on this accessory, as well as a follow-up to my S21 Ultra versus videos, as well as the Z Fold versus video that I did. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at this accessory, the Samsung S Pen Pro. So first off, let's talk about what you're actually going to get with this accessory and its price. So you're going to get a quick start guide, the actual S Pen Pro itself, 3 extra pen tips, the pen tip extractor, copyright, that's what I'm calling it, and then a case for the actual pen itself. And that's pretty much all you're going to get in the box. Now, what are you going to pay for this? This is going to run you $99.99. And yeah, pretty much you're going to pay the Pro price for the Pro pen, and that's really all there is to this. From a design standpoint, this pen is going to be made out of a soft touch, well, kind of soft touch matte plastic. It's a little bit harder than you would regularly see on most S Pens, and it feels pretty durable, but I mean, there is going to be still some flex here. As far as the buttons on this pen, it's going to be what you're used to on most S Pens, but with a little extra added to it. So you have your pen button right there, and pretty much what that's going to do is evoke the air view commands, or even allow you to do air actions for devices that support that. It's pretty much just going to work like any other S Pen with that button there, so nothing to really write home about. So there goes your status LED right there. And if you notice, I was actually pressing the button right above the pen button, and this is called the connection button. So what this does is it pairs the pen directly to the device, and it's something you'll really only have to mess with whether you're on one device or if you're switching to another device. Moving upwards, you're going to see the mode switch button, which allows you to switch between standard S Pen mode for all devices that use an S Pen, and, well, I guess to be more accurate, all devices that are not the Z Fold that use an S Pen. Then you have the Z Fold option, and this is because the Z Fold actually uses a different frequency for even the Fold Edition S Pen. So you do have to make sure that you are switching to the right mode in order to use this. As a matter of fact, if you're using it on a device, it will actually scream at you in a notification kind of thing that comes up on screen and tell you, hey, you're not in the right mode and you need to switch to the right mode, or else you're not going to be able to use this pen. The last thing you're going to see on this pen is the charging port right here at the top. And that's held in by this little cap here. So you do have to pull that open. And this is where you can put in your USB Type-C adapter cable. And yeah, that's where you can charge it. And that's pretty much it for the device. Of course, you do have the Samsung branding, because what would this be without Samsung branding? Not a Samsung product. And yeah, that's it. Here's how the S Pen Pro stacks up to other pens. So from left to right, we have on the left a actual pen, the S Pen Pro, the Tab S7 Plus / Tab S7 S Pen, a Galaxy Note 20 Ultra S Pen, and another random S Pen I found laying around. I'm not sure, maybe this might be for a Note 8 or a Note 9. Either way, I just put it in the mix. It's essentially kind of the same size as the Note 20 Ultra S Pen, I believe. Yeah, it's pretty much the same size, but overall, just a point of reference for all of those out there wondering just how large this S Pen Pro is. Pairing this pen is actually pretty easy depending on a few things. So what will happen is if you actually go ahead and press the connection button here, or I believe even the S Pen button here, you'll get a prompt on your device and it'll say either close or connect. Now, for some reason, this is not working on my Z Fold, and I'm going to take this opportunity to show you how to connect it manually. So, if in the event it does not come up on your device, all you'll have to do is go to Settings, and normally you would think that you would go to Bluetooth, but nope, not in this case. What you'll do is you will go down to Advanced Features, then you'll tap on S Pen, and then you will tap on Air Actions right here. And what will happen is you have to go ahead and turn this on, at least you do on the Fold, then press that connection button again. Go ahead and press Scan for S Pen. Make sure you hold the connection button for 3 seconds so it flashes red, green, and blue. Then you go to the S Pen when it shows up here. In my case, it's S Pen Pro E2AE. Tap on that. It'll do its thing here, and that bar will load and everything, and there you go. You have it connected. If you notice here, it'll also show you the battery, which right now, it's 90%. And that's all there is really to connecting this. As far as features go, of course, you can go ahead and use this S Pen like any standard S Pen and pretty much get all of the commands you'd have on a device that uses an S Pen. So you have all your air commands here, and you also have the battery status of the device. But what this device is supposed to do is to add air action functions to the Galaxy S21 Ultra and the Galaxy Z Fold. So now that I have it connected, I should be able to just go ahead and do any gestures that I would normally do. And see, there we go. It brings up Smart Select because I have it set to that kind of gesture. And we can just go ahead and normally do what we would do. Go ahead and edit out a screen capture. And you can go ahead and set these in the setting to what you want. And just to show you an example of that, see, this is what I have it all set to right now. So if I was to do sort of a press the pen button and up and down, it would actually go back home up to sort of like a V shape. If I do sort of a V shape, it would do Smart Select like I just showed you. And if you go ahead and click on these, you can just go ahead and set this to anything you want like you normally would on any S Pen with remote controls. Now, the other feature of this pen is supposed to be that you can easily switch devices. So if I go ahead and press the connection button, you'll see that the prompt comes up on my Tab S7 over here, and I can just go ahead and press connect and let it do its thing. And in a second, this pen is now connected here, and you should be able to switch back and forth between devices. Now, one of the really useful features about this pen is it allows you to take your clippings, so like copied images, and then basically paste them into another device really, really quickly. So for instance, if I was to go here and press and hold on this picture I found on the internet, copy that image, go over to S Note on my phone, hold on, and then paste, you'll notice that the image is right there. And this works pretty fast and pretty decently. So let's like try another one here. If I copy this image, go here, should be able to actually get this to paste. And there we go. So this is a pretty handy feature if you expect to be using this between different devices. And it's something that I'm really glad they actually added to make this pen a little bit worth more. You can also make it so that you can go ahead and take your images and allow them to get copied over to Samsung Notes pretty quickly. So like if I was to go here and I create a new note and paste and then save, you should notice that it comes up here pretty quickly. And there we go, right there. That's the note I just created. Now, of course, you can also do this without the S Pen Pro. I think it does happen a little bit faster with it, but don't quote me on that. It's just something I thought I would share. Now, another cool feature about this pen is you literally can't lose it unless you're really, really trying, because this actually allows you to locate this pen through SmartThings Find. Pretty useful, especially if you're used to losing S Pens. Normally the device would notify you when you walk away from it, but since this has the capability of being able to be found, you can see some of the options here. So of course, it's actually telling me exactly where the pen is right now. Notify when left behind, share this device's location pretty much. So just a little bit more in-depth location features for this S Pen. Now, the last feature about this is that it actually takes 50 minutes to charge. However, you'll get 16 days of battery life. So you really won't have to worry about charging this all that much. You'll just have to remember to charge it. I guess that's going to be the biggest problem, but that's a first world issue anyway. Now, from a usability standpoint, honestly, this pen is really comfortable to write with. Since it's actually a little bit thicker than you would get on a normal S Pen, it does give you so much more surface area to write with, and that actually adds a lot of value to this product. You can even go ahead and tilt very generously, at least in my opinion. I'm not an artist, but I do know that this was something that I did see in reviews, that, you know, tilting it was a problem and it couldn't be noticed on the screen. But yeah, I'm tilting it pretty much like, I don't even know what angle that is, but yeah, as you can see here, I can write. Now, of course, the whole issue with this would be if you are tilting it ridiculously, at least I'll say ridiculously, then yeah, you're not going to be able to write. But I think the tiltability, if that's a word, that's not a word, is very, very generous. Now, here's the thing with this pen, and this is going to be strictly my opinion, but I will share it with you all. So, I originally bought this pen because I wanted the air action controls that I used to get on my Note 20 Ultra to be usable on my Z Fold 3. However, there's a few issues with this. At least this is strictly my opinion. You don't have to agree with it. I'm just giving you some things to be aware of. So normally, if I was to use this, I would have it in Z Fold mode and I could pretty much go ahead and write, do whatever I want to do. But here's the thing. Where am I going to store this? You know, that pouch that it comes with, yeah, you can put it right in there, but if you notice, there's also no clip here. There's like really nowhere to hang this at all. So I'm either putting it in a pocket, making some kind of makeshift adhesive clip to put it onto a case or something along those lines. Either way, it's something I kind of got to go out of my way to use. And if you are using a S Pen or any device that has a stylus, you'll know the whole point of that is for it to be convenient. So being that those two factors are there, I personally don't use this as much as I really could. Of course, I could get around to finding a better way to make it more convenient for myself, but I don't really want to have to do that, especially when I'm used to the S Pen experience. Even the Z Fold 3 cover here with this S Pen is a little bit more convenient. I actually find this to be perfectly fine in what I do use it for. But of course, the S Pen Pro doesn't even fit into it. Like, it won't even go into that slot, and you kind of can't really do anything with it here. Maybe I could make some kind of makeshift adhesive slot, but then I have this really big pen that's hanging off the side of this case, and now it looks like an antenna or something like that. So yeah, the convenience factor, I don't think it was thought through as well as it could have been. And here's the other issue with this now. So I have it in Z Fold mode, which is why I'm able to write here and do whatever I want to do. But if I go over to the Tab S7, and if you'll notice, I have the pen tool selected on both. Now, if I go over to the Tab S7 Plus here, you'll notice that it just starts erasing, and that is most likely because the frequency that I have it on, which is Z Fold, enables that eraser. That's not what I want. I have to constantly go ahead and remember to put this switch, the mode switch button down to S Pen and write on this, or write on any device that takes a regular S Pen that is not the Fold edition. And if I go back over here, you'll notice, like I told you before, the phone screams at me and it brings up this message here. And yeah, overall, I'm just gonna have to continuously go back and forth and, you know, if I want to use this. And yeah, maybe I won't have my phone and my tablet writing on both at the same exact time. I'll probably be using one or the other, but you never know. You just never know. This is still something you really want to think about. It's a first world issue. Yes, I will definitely admit it is a first world issue. It is something that I could get used to, but I think this pen is better in the hands of someone who can, one, store it successfully without making it something that's going to be inconvenient to use. Two, make it so that you're using it on a device that is not the Z Fold, and that will make it so that you can just keep it in S Pen mode and go ahead and use it, although at that point you do get double functionality on the second device you're using, most likely, with the air actions and all that stuff, because that device will probably come with an S Pen. But yeah, overall, like I said, the big thing with this is it's great to use. It's really, really great to use. I just wish Samsung would have thought about the little things, you know, making it so that we can store this a lot easier, access it a lot quicker, and making it so that we don't have to go ahead and switch between the Z Fold and S Pen for those who own a Z Fold like myself. So to kind of summarize everything that you've seen here, the S Pen Pro, all in all, I think it's a good product. I think that Samsung could have utilized it a little bit better. You know, maybe made it a little bit smaller and maybe made it a little bit thinner so it does fit into at least the, you know, the Z Fold cover case thing that I just showed you. Basically this, I don't really know what to call this thing anymore. But also, maybe it could have even fit into the side of the silicone S Pen cover case for the S21 Ultra. But since it doesn't do that, you have to really ask yourself if this product is for you. You know, do you miss the controls that you had with a Note device? The air action controls? Are you willing to basically put this in a pocket and then pull it out whenever you need to use it, knowing that it's going to take you about maybe 5 seconds or a little bit more or a little bit less maybe? You know, some people can kind of get used to that and have this muscle memory thing down. But all in all, I think when you are a Note user and someone who has used an S Pen or even any stylus on any sort of tablet, you kind of come to expect that experience to be convenient. So who is this for? To be honest with you, I'm not entirely sure. I think that's a question you're really going to have to answer yourself. I know that for me, I don't see myself using this S Pen Pro as much. You know, even the charging thing is kind of an issue for me because I know I'd probably forget to charge it. But if you're the type of person to stay diligent, you know all of its shortcomings and know the benefits you're going to get from it, then this pen is for you. But I don't think it's going to be for everybody else. But all in all, I hope that this video was helpful, and I hope that it maybe give you a broader perspective of what to expect when getting this S Pen. And you know, all in all, I wish I could give sort of a definite answer on who should buy this product, but I really can't, and I don't want to because I don't want to screw up someone's experience. Maybe I did already, sorry about that. But all in all, this was just meant to be really more informational. So thank you for watching, and wherever you are in the world, have a great day or have a great night, and I will see you in the next video.